the progressives, and then just like we have the far right with their seemingly fringe viewpoints. I think a lot of people have decided or concluded that there is a fringe sect within liberalism that they're either called far left or the loony left. And some of the ideas that they support are not ideas that are upheld by, for lack of a better terms, your typical liberal. So when I call them loony liberals, I'm not lumping the progressives and the old school liberals under that umbrella, but I get your point.
Yeah, and again, I think these terms are important, and I think a lot of people just think that that they're all synonymous, and leftists, right? For what it's worth, like where does left and right even come from? And I would welcome the fringe people in the room to speak on this, but Americans are probably a little too slow to know this, but it really comes to, if you sat on the right, you were in support of the crown, and if you sat on the left, you were opposing the crown, and so you can then take that to mean shorthand that you're against tradition if you're on the left, and you can uphold tradition, and which is where we get conflations about conservatism and liberalism being left and right terms. But ultimately, what it comes down to is the important distinctions is, what do you value when it comes to liberty, when it comes to justice, when it comes to equality? And what we find is that the progressives are the ones that want to weaponize government to force equality. And really what would save us all is if we would go back and listen to the classical liberals, which came up with these great ideas, which many conservatives, not the ones today that are running around calling themselves conservatives that want to weaponize government as well, but the ones that said, hey, look, those are some pretty bitchin' ideas that those radical liberals came up with. We should conserve those ideas, right? So that you can have conservatives that are protecting classical liberal ideas. There's a lot of synergy between these two groups. But ultimately, what we need to embrace is the idea that we should prioritize liberty over you should prioritize liberty and justice, and you should forget about this idea of equality, because we're not equal. Everybody is very different in their skills, their knowledge, their ability. And I think the sooner people realize that equality is a myth, and trying to force it through government, mandate is where we get our problem.
Well, before anybody goes, hold on one second. I'm out of here, guys. Have a great day. I know Nai's going to be a great top left. Thank you. Nai's going to be a great top left. I know she's comfortable there. See you guys.
Hey, Roger, just real quick, man. I agree with everything you said. I'm just curious as to your stance on, do you think the meanings, the definitions of words evolve over time?
I think people hijack words, of course. I mean, let's once upon a time the word gay meant happy. So yes, you could definitely hijack a fucking word.
Got it. So
and I real quick, and I got when we were talking about these.
Wait, hold on.
The job site.
Wait, speaking. This is now. I just want to say something to my fellow mods.
Okay.
I'm gonna be silent in the background. I have 2 back-to-back interviews to conduct. So, Mojo, Steve, Sig, just so y'all know, I won't be able to adequately moderate the space for a hot minute because I'm about to jump on.
You got it, and I have good interview.
All right.
So, thank you. So when we're talking about these people coming in and raiding job sites like home builders and all this, you got construction workers who are truck drivers who go in there and move those backhoes and all that. As of June 25th, they can no longer use a translator to read or write or speak English in truck driving, supposedly. So they're being tested on the road. I think this is good because that means more Americans are going to be able to get these jobs in truck driving. Yes, they say we have a shortage, but we've also, during this shortage, taken on a lot of people that are foreigners who come here supposedly